everybody, welcome back to Blades and Blooms. And today we're going to go on a garden tour. Here we are at the end of March and everything is already jumping off, going crazy. I'm going to go ahead and get behind the camera and just kind of guide the walk around and point out everything that's looking great and doing awesome. And hopefully that gives you guys some ideas of what to do in your own landscapes. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so this is as good a place as any to start. We're going to go and check out this loropetalum back here. This is a Carolina Midnight loropetalum. It's a larger, kind of a larger variety. Loropetalum gets about 12 feet tall. It has the frilly flowers, witch hazel-like. It absolutely gets covered in them. It has those darker colored leaves. They're not very dark right now, but when they first came out, they were super purple. I mean, just as dark as you could get. And this is a new addition to the landscape here. This is Ginkgo biloba. This is a dwarf variety here called Troll. It's absolutely, I'm excited to have it. Like, well, I wasn't sure whether it was going to make it through the winter or not. The pot actually froze on me for about 24 hours, 12 hours, somewhere like that. And then, but I brought it inside and it bounced back, leafed out, looks great. So excited that it's here. And then what else? I just planted some cardone. All of our seeds I potted up into 4x4 pots right here. I wanted to give them a little bit more time to get larger. I have a 3-year-old. If I planted them in there as small as, see, I planted the went ahead and planted the cucumbers right there. So they're going to be taking off here. Eventually we'll put the trellis system in. It's going to go all right here. This will be our little vegetable garden area this year. And so we'll have that hopefully up there in a couple weeks. Right here in the back, this is frostweed. It's looking great this year. It's about 1 foot tall. I absolutely love that. It's native here in the South. It brings in the absolute most pollinators of any plant I have in my landscape, and not just the amount, also the variety. It has a large variety of pollinators will come to this plant because of just for the pollen, and I don't know why, but they love it. And here we have another loropetalum. It actually got hit a bit more by the cold. Kind of sheared the leaves. They're kind of browned out about. This is ever red loropetalum. It is trying to flower and do some, but it did get kind of damaged in the cold this year, so it doesn't look super great. Let's move on. So here we have this back line here that I didn't mulch, and I've done that purposely because there's going to be a shed right here in this area here in front, and so I figured I didn't want to disturb this back section and just, you know, kind of a waste to put anything back there if I'm going to put a shed over all of that. So I didn't mulch it or anything, but I did throw wildflower seeds, and you can see the blue bonnets are just popping off, just going nuts this year. So I just added these bird houses this year, so hopefully those will take. I actually put those in like about a month ago. And this is that Jane magnolia that we transplanted from over there on the other side of the yard. That was a job. If you haven't checked out the video, I'll link it up here. But it seems like it's doing really well right now. The leaves are looking awesome. The green that comes out of them, the flowers, it had flowered most of the flowers before it leafed out. But I popped them off pretty prematurely, just because I don't want it focused on flowering. I want it focused on rooting in, since it is a transplant, and who knows how rough this summer is going to be. So it being able to keep moisture and root in and be able to keep water to itself is more important to me than flowers right now. So hopefully it does all right. We're going to watch it and do the best we can, and hopefully it does all right. So here we are. Let's move on. Another birdhouse I put up here. The teddy bear magnolia that we stuck in a few months back in this bed. This is the new bed we created. Magnolia is doing awesome. Seems like it really enjoys that spot. Had no problems going through the snow in the winter and the ice. You know, we enjoy having that in the landscape. So especially at least it puts something in that big bed while that bed's kind of what I call kind of aging itself over there. It'll preparing itself. But check out this here. Right? Look at our smoke bush. Smoke bush is looking awesome this year, just bigger than ever. Some of the branches are kind of a little taller than the rest of it. I haven't decided whether I'm going to trim it down or what I'm going to do with it yet. But it looks awesome this year. Super dark purple foliage on it. Really excited about that one this year. It had a tough time in the front yard. We put it in the front yard, and then it took quite a bit of deer damage in the first season. So we ended up moving it back here in the backyard to be in a safer area. Same thing with these. I just moved these bulbs back here. The deer were getting on them the last few years, and they weren't really flowering very well for us. And so I brought them back here. And these are Japanese ligustrum, Texas ligustrum. The cold we had, the cold winds that came in really sheared them. They're evergreens, but it took them all the way down this year. I bet I have three of these in the landscape, and all of them look like that after this year. Here's another one right next to it over here. But you can see most of the leaves are gone, but it is re-leafing out. It's gonna bounce back, which is fine. I don't mind it getting a little naked there as long as it bounces back. I like planting things that are hardy in the landscape. Here's our little pottery we had done. That's they call it a baby blue ice chamaciferous. There it is. Come out with the name there. And I put some pansies in there with it. But the pansies are blooming quite well right now. And look at this right here. The tangerine trumpet vine is doing awesome. It's already blooming. It's not even full bloom, but it's getting there. All right, let's walk around here to the other side of the house real quick and see what's going on in these beds. So you can see that the rose bush, our tree farm rose bush, it's doing really, really well this season already. It's got a lot of new growth on it, lots of flowers. You could smell it too, just walking by it as you're walking down the path here. Eventually this is all going to be stone here that I'm walking down in the green section here. It's just takes time to put a garden together. Let's see. Here's one hiding behind our air conditioner here. This is one of my favorites. This is an oak leaf hydrangea. Just look at how great that foliage looks. Isn't that awesome? I can't wait to see all the flowers on it this year. I think it's going to be a sight to see. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the front yard and see what's going on out there. All right, here we are at our first bed in the front yard here. This one is that's Powys Castle Artemisia right here, and you can see that it's completely just taking over the bed. I'm going to need to trim that back, get it off the Nandinas over here. I'll trim some of that back and get it out of the way. It gets a bit wild. And then in the back there is the golden ticket privet that we transplanted the same time we did the Jane Magnolia. But it's leafing out as well, and it's doing really good. So we're going to keep a watch on it and make sure that it performs well this season. Oh, and then hidden right there, getting taken over. This is variegated iris right here. Really cool. It has these purple flowers that come out, but look at that foliage. Isn't that something? Now, if I jump over here on the other side of our driveway here, take a look at this. Look at that. Look at all of those bluebonnets. Is that not awesome, guys? I get to walk out of my front door and see that. Super neat. The Vitex is beginning to wake up. Autumn sages are coming up. This is one right here that's flowering and you wouldn't really even know it. This is euphorbia. It's a variegated euphorbia called rainbow. And if you look, wait for the car to pass. And if you look, you can see those are the flowers right there. Here's one with just the leaves on it. This is a newer. We just planted this one to accompany the two. And it's not flowering yet. See that two-tone in the foliage? That red in the new as well. So, and then this is one that's flowering right next to it. So you can kind of see them. Super neat though. Alright everybody, that's going to wrap up this garden tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope you saw something you like. Hope we gave you some ideas. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.